Hey, what's up? Have you ever heard the term house hacking? I'm about to explain exactly what house hacking is. You guys ready? Let's go. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Martin, investor, coach, real estate agent. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I would appreciate that very much. All right, so let's get right into it. House hacking. What does this mean, house hacking? Well, it's actually a very useful tool if you're looking to get into the investment game, but don't have a whole bunch of money to put down. So house hacking is basically living in a property, purchasing it as a owner-occupied person, owner-occupant, and doing the renovations while you live in the home. So if you're just getting into the investment game, this can be useful because you may not have a whole lot of money to put down. If you're going to be a non-owner occupant, you basically have to put 20, even 25% down on a property if you're not living in that property. I'm going to drop another video in the comment section, or rather in the description, that is on low down payments and how to get into property for low down payments. But as far as house hacking, this is one of the most useful tools that you can use to get into a property with as little amount of money down as possible. You're going to be living in a property, and therefore you only have to come down with minimal down payment, 3.5% down, 5% down, and you're living in this property while you're renovating it. So you might live in one room, and this is exactly what I did, by the way. I bought a property, I lived in it, and I lived in one bedroom, and I renovated another bedroom, and I switched my room into that bedroom, then I renovated another bedroom, and I did the bathroom and the kitchen, and all these different things over the course of the time that I lived there. So that's house hacking. You're living in a property while you're doing the renovations, and then you go ahead and put the property back on the market with the intent to make money off of that property. So it becomes sort of this extended fix and flip project. So generally speaking, a flip is when you're purchasing a property as an investor and you don't live in the property and you're fixing it up as quickly as possible because you're trying to avoid carrying costs in that property. So you're pretty much under the gun where you're trying to fix a property in the tightest time frame as possible, putting it back on the market. That's a typical fix and flip project. Whereas a house hack, you're living in it and you're paying for the living expenses as you would normally. You have to live somewhere, so you're paying electric, you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your gas, utilities, as you would normally. So you're really saving on the overhead because you're living in that property and you're house hacking it while you're doing it. So in this example, you're not going to be under the gun and under pressure to finish this project as soon as possible because it's eating away at your profits. You're paying your normal living expenses as you normally would while you're renovating the property. There's also a lot less risk involved when you're house hacking because worst case scenario, you can just continue to stay there. If the market tanks or something happens with the renovations or the contractor's getting in there, you're living in that property, so you're not going to have the risk of not being able to sell it because you're living in it, and worst case scenario, you can just continue to do that. So I'm going to encourage you guys to check with your lender, right? Because you want to make sure that there's no restrictions on you doing this. When you're buying a property with low down payments, they're looking at you, them meaning the bank and the lender, as you're going to stay in that property for an indefinite period of time. They're not looking for you to get in that property, fix it, and flip it as an investor because that's not the loan program that you were in. So you want to make sure that you're not, the restrictions aren't going to restrict you from doing that. So sometimes it's staying in the property for at least a year, and there are some exceptions, so just check into that with your lender that you're using. So with all that being said, utilize this house hacking strategy. And house hacking sounds like you're hacking away at stuff. Don't turn into that. Don't take it literally. Actually get the work done professionally and get the work done the right way. You don't want to Mickey Mouse your way through things and playing around with electrical, and you don't want to do that. So house hacking's definitely not that. It's doing the work the right way. It's just doing it as you're living in the property. So hopefully that helped. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Make sure to check out other videos on this channel and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.